Wow, we are back, huh? Welcome to the Castaway J Club. Today we have a special guest, Castaway J. Today I'm going to talk about fishing under really bad conditions, because that seems to be what today is. The temperature today is going to be in the low 60s. The surface temperature of the water is about 59 degrees. The wind is constantly changing directions, about 5 to 10 miles an hour. So it's going to be hard to keep this little boat steady. And the lake that I'm at today is typically fairly clear, but we've had some bad storms that's come through here a couple of days ago and flooded everything. So the water basically looks like coffee with extra creamer. And what I normally fish when I'm out here is jigs, soft plastics. When the water's a little bit colder, I'll fish a jerkbait, the occasional crankbait. The one thing that I don't usually fish out here is spinnerbait. And that bait can be overlooked a lot, but as muddy as the water is, I need something that's going to be visible to the fish. So what I'm mainly going to be fishing today is, this is a War Eagle. I believe it's a 1/4 ounce, and you want to use about the lightest that you can get away with, so it'll have more of a slow fall. And I've got it on 12-pound line, 12-pound test, and I've got this little needleworm trailer. I wanted to use something a little more subtle because this lake gets some pressure on it. So this is a homemade needleworm chartreuse, using as a trailer. And one thing that I always try to do when I'm fishing a spinnerbait is I test it first to make sure the blades are turning correctly. Kind of drop it and go back and forth with it, make sure the blades are good. So, excuse me, sometimes you have to spread the wire out a little bit to give the blade more room to spin. So I try to spread the wire out up top like this. If you move the wire inward, you can make it more weedless, but it also can catch the hook sometimes, and it doesn't spin as freely. And the way the conditions are today, I'm gonna fish this bait fairly slow. I might let it sink down a good bit when I'm fishing deeper water, because they could be in deeper water. What happens, or what I've noticed a lot when it's like this, is the storms will spread the fish out a lot of times. They'll be more scattered. The shad, as well, will be scattered. The schools will be closer to the clear water. So I need to definitely fish the drains out here where this have clear water running in, and definitely want to stay away from the muddier areas. But I'm gonna have to figure out what speed the fish are gonna bite this bait as well, whether it's on the fall, whether it's just steady reeling. I've caught them waking this bait on the top as well. When they're more active, they seem to do that. But the first thing that I try to do before anything is just enjoy myself. I'm out on the water, I'm enjoying nature. I'm not stuck at work, or I'm not stuck inside when it's raining. Of course, there was a little bit of rain earlier that came through here, and there is a chance of rain today. So some scattered showers, so I brought a rain suit just in case. But I've caught some really good fish under these conditions. I don't seem to catch as many when it's like this, but the ones that I catch are usually quality fish. We've had a cold front that came through here also. I didn't mention that earlier, but the cold fronts followed by storms is not always the best. The fish can be moving a little bit slower when it's like this. Today is going to be a little bit warmer though. It's going to be up in the 60s, and but it's still been getting chilly at night, so the water temperature lower and like that can have an impact on the bite a lot of times too. But I'm hoping today the water is warm enough where they will still bite a spinnerbait, but time will tell. All right, I'm going to talk about the rod and reel I'm using today. This is a Lew's speed spool. It's got a 7:1:1 gear ratio. It's just a little faster. And I've got spooled on here a 12-pound test. And then the rod I got is a Temple Fork Outfitters. It's a medium action rod. It's a 6-foot rod. There he is. Got it. It's a pale sucker right there. Whew, man. Wow. What a pale spot. See you, buddy. This just proves conditions like this, the worst possible conditions, you can still catch a fish. You stick it out. You know, it's always good to be willing to change up everything when you get out to a spot to fish, because you never know what exactly what the water's going to look like, what the temperature is. What's worked in the past won't always work when the conditions have changed. The areas that I normally fish in this lake have got a lot of trash that washed out, and it's going to be really hard to fish a bait out here, so I've got to fish some of the areas that I typically don't fish out here and try to fish baits. And you know, just be willing to swap things out, change things up. Definitely need something that's going to show up better in this muddy water when it's like this. There he is. Got him. Oh yeah. It's a good one too. That is a good one. That is a good one. Yes. Haha. Man. Hammered it right by the boat. Beautiful largemouth. Never give up, folks. Never give up. Slow rolling the spinnerbait. And a lot of patience today. Just let him go. There he is. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Oh yeah, that's a hoss right there. That is a fucking hoss. In that net, boy. Yes. Whew, man. Come on, smoke that spinnerbait. Oh man. This trip's really turned around for the better. It started out so great. It's a beautiful largemouth right there. Definitely bigger than the last one. Just stuck to my guns today. Just going with my instinct, as muddy as it is. Keep slow rolling this spinnerbait. Eventually something would happen, and it definitely did. It worked out for the better. Hey buddy, put Put you back in the water. It's a nice fish. Get him. There he goes. He's mad. Be going for a leave real quick. It's been a pretty good day today. The wind is really picking up. It's hard to fish out of the boat right now. You know, the funny thing is this is the only spinnerbait that I brought with me today. You just don't never know. I would have been in trouble if I would have lost this sucker though. Thank you everyone for watching this. Hopefully y'all can get something out of this. It's been fun making it.